Alright guys, so I'm back with another custom mask video. This is my 5th commission design. This is designed by Elijah Mickey, and I have the drawing right here. Check it out. He pretty much wants me to do a placebo on his design, which is great because this is the first alternate that I'll be doing as a person who does custom mask commissions. So this is really exciting. So in other words, you guys are not going to see me sculpt the actual design right here. I'm pretty much going to start off this video with, casting placebo full head. If you guys don't know what the placebos are, you are in total loss right now. Go back and check out my placebo videos, my placebo clay sculpture videos to be more exact. The placebos are pretty much designs that I made for myself as well as for other people to be used as empty mask templates. Okay, so as you can see, his design is humanoid, meaning it's more human. It has a humanistic quality to it. It's not like a werewolf or something out of the ordinary. It's pretty much a human, and that pretty much is able to go into the placebo. Okay, so I'm pretty much going to start this off with the casting of the actual mask, and then I'm pretty much going to take you guys into a more in-depth look on how I'm going to bring this to life without creating the sculpture. Alright, you guys get that? So the name for this custom mask design is Dantalion, and but yeah, that's pretty much it. I will talk more of the details and what this is all about. Alright guys, so now let's talk about the actual design itself. And what's cool about Elijah Mickey is that he's an actual anime artist, and he makes his own characters and stories, which is awesome because I'm actually bringing his character to life. Okay, so as you can see here, these are 2 sketches made by him. This is the actual sketch that resembles more of the character that he has in mind, while this sketch resembles more of, it's pretty much a rough sketch of the details that he wants. Alright, so he pretty much has a rough sketch and the actual final. So you would begin to notice that this character, Dantalion, has this black thing. This black, from what it looks like at first, hair. I'd love to tell you guys that it's not hair. It's actually this ooze, this slime, which is also known as the darkness. Okay, so he's pretty much a character that has the ability to change shapes. He's practically the definition of shadow and darkness. Okay, so he's that character. And what's cool about this design is that he made the darkness consume the whole entire head except for the face. And the way he did this was actually pretty interesting because look closely, this is actually a hairstyle. This is called a widow's peak. He pretty much made the darkness fashionable, so that's a cool design concept right there. And I cannot wait to do this on Silicone, and I really can't wait to see how this final mask turns out. Okay, so that's pretty much the main feature of this mask, is the fact that he has black ooze all over his entire head except for the face. The face itself is actually white, which makes it even more creepy. So which is good. So and also notice how he has some black lips. Elijah Mickey actually wants me to make his mask smile just a bit, so hopefully I can do that with placebo, because I did design placebo full head to have a very expressionless look to him. So hopefully I can figure out a way to do that. Alright, and also the eyes are pretty black, which again adds on to the creep factor. So one last thing before we actually get started on the casting. So let's go over to my laptop real quick. I'm pretty much going to show you guys some references he wants me to do. So this is actually one of the examples that Elijah Mickey gave to me. And so he pretty much wants it to be in that style. Notice how it's like a glass cracked, so the face is pretty much going to be here, while the rest of the head, neck, and chest is covered in black ooze. Okay, and I kind of already have an idea on how I'm going to do this, and I really can't wait. Okay, And here's also another one of the references that he took from Google. This is obviously Venom, as you all know. This is Venom. I believe he drew inspiration from Venom for Dantalion, due to the black ooze, the darkness. This is a great reference right here. Look at that. This is pretty much what he wants me to do. So he pretty much he wants me to translate this into his own design, which is gonna be really, really fun. I guarantee this is gonna be one of the best modifications I've did for a silicone mask. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that, so you guys get a better idea of what I'm trying to do. Alright folks, so here is the rough, I don't want to say the rough cast, but I pretty much roughed out the modification here for the silicone mask, similar to how you see the original drawing. Okay, so I'm pretty much doing the rough sculpt of Dantalion on the shadow area of the mask itself, the design, which is pretty much everywhere except for the face. Now for the face, Eli did want it to have somewhat of an evil look to it, so he wanted me to make the eyes slightly angry. So what I did was I poured some silicone. I didn't pour it, but I applied some silicone and I just shaped it with my fingers to really give it that nice angry look. Don't want to go too overboard with it, nice and subtle. And also he wants a smile, so I tried my best for the smile. I still have to get this approved for him, but of course, remember, this is just the first stage of the modification process. I'm pretty much just roughing out everything else, but I don't know if you can notice the smile. I might have to work on it a bit more. I don't know about Eli, but I'll send some pictures to him soon once this is dry. But yeah, here's Placebo pretty much. If you guys don't know Placebo, the face should look familiar to any of you who's a huge fan of my Figment mask and video, as well as the Scribe mask and video, because it's pretty much the same design. It's the same face. It's just modified differently, So this is Placebo full head. It was fresh from the cast, not no more, of course, because I'm starting to work on it. So this is what it looks like on the rough stage. This is the first wave of structure. You can pretty much see the direction of where this is going to head. So he pretty much wants the face white while everything else is black, for the shadow. And I haven't done the widow's peak yet. Again, this is the rough. I will do some markers, and I'm gonna send the pictures to Eli so he knows where he wants the widow's peak. So yeah, this is the rough. I like it. This is a good start. Alright guys, so here's the second wave of details for Dantalion. So as you can see here, I mixed another batch of Ecoflex with thickener in it, and that's pretty much how I got the details here. If you guys look closely, I added more black vines. It's kind of hard to see because of due to the nature of the silicone. The silicone when it dries, it's fairly glossy, so let's see if you guys can see that clearly. So you got all the black vines, more slime, I guess, coming down all over in the back, as you can see there. And of course, I did one of the major details to this design, and that's pretty much the widow's peak. You can't really see it, but there it is right there, the widow's peak. It's gonna make a difference once I've actually start airbrushing this, since the face is gonna be white. The shadow details, which is pretty much anything that's not the face, it's all gonna be black. And you got more goop right there coming down, and this is a good start. I also added a fairly sharp structure to the chin. It's a really subtle detail, but it really adds on to the evilness of this character. I also made the nose more pointing out, so it's not so that's not really average, you know, because Placebo has a fairly circular nose. And from what it looks like in the drawing, Dantalion has a really evil, sinister look to him, and usually having a pointed chin and a pointed nose will help that evilness come through, you know. What else? And I also added a really faint smile. It's a really subtle smile. It's one of the details that Elijah wanted me to do. But yeah, that's it for that. I'm not sure if this is complete. I still have to get this approved by Elijah. If it is complete, if all the details, if he's happy with the details, then I'm all set to go for the airbrushing stage. I really cannot wait for that. Alrighty, so here is the finished paint job for Dantalion. Really interesting. The fact that it's only 2 colors. It's amazing what you can do with colors, you know, with doing paint jobs in general. It's all in a matter of not just the color, but also the placement of the color. And this is probably one of the most simple paint jobs I've ever done for a mask, but yet it's so effective. And the reason why it's effective is pretty much how the colors are placed. Notice how this whole entire design itself is actually pretty creepy to a certain extent. The fact that the only thing you can really see is pretty much the ghostly face, the ghostly white face, and that's pretty much how Elijah wanted it. So that's really interesting. You can actually see his anime drawing right there. If you compare it, looks exactly like the mask, and it's really cool. It's the drawing is pretty much brought to life, and that's really freaking awesome. And yeah, so now let's talk about the actual paint job. It's only using 2 colors, really simple. Also, if you look closely, you can tell that the black, the overall black vines, the slime right there, whatever you want to call it, the vine, slime, it's all shiny, glossy. And some of you are probably wondering why the face is not as glossy. And it's pretty much because I added a chemical to the white when mixing the white silicone paint base. I used a chemical called Cabasil. Cabasil, I'm not really sure if that's the technical name for it, the technical term, but that's what they call it. Cabasil, it can be bought in Smooth On. Although it's not called Cabasil, it's called something else, and I totally forgot. I just blanked out. But it's called Cabasil. Just look it up online and Google. You guys will know what it is. One of the uses for Cabasil is actually to matte down the gloss from silicone, and that's pretty much what I did for the face. And that's pretty much how Elijah wanted it. He wants anything on the face to be matte, even the black eye right here. So it's really nice touch. Instead of everything looking all glossy, you got just the face matte, and it really adds to the contrast, believe it or not. If you look at a distance, you can obviously tell that that's looking awesome. The face is matte, while the mask is glossy. You see that? So it looks pretty sick. And I believe that's all I have to tell for the paint job. I mean, 2 colors. Look what you can do with 2 colors. It's so simple, in my opinion. It's so simple, but yet it is so effective. Check that out. So you got everything that he wants right there. So this is the drawing. And also, another part about this mask, and you can also tell that this was actually the first silicone mask I've done that has see-through black fabric inside. I've never actually done this before, but here it is. So it's the eyes are definitely pure black right there. Also, another detail he wanted me to add, I forgot to mention, is like a very, very subtle line within the mouth, so it forms like a subtle smile right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a really, really, really subtle black inside the mouth, and that's how you see the mouth. But yeah, that's the finished paint job and mask for Dantalion, which is my 5th custom mask commission by Elijah Mickey. This is looking good. And yeah, that'll be it for this section. Alright guys, so this is the part in every single custom mask video in which I show the designer himself or herself the technical information, the safety precautions, and ways to take care of the mask, stuff like that. Alright, so I am now talking to the designer himself directly, Elijah. This is pretty much some tips to take care of your mask, as well as some other technical information about it. Alright, so please listen up, because this is important. So as you can obviously tell, this is a full head silicone mask. This goes to every single silicone mask I've done. If you want to put this on, you pretty much have to put your 2 hands inside it and stretch it, and then put it on. Alright, same thing when taking it off. Okay, so you pretty much put both of your hands inside, stretch it, and then take it off. Okay, so that's pretty much how it goes on every single silicone mask I've done. That's the safest way to put on a silicone mask, and then that's also the safest way of taking off a silicone mask. Alright, and another thing I want to add is the fact that since it's a silicone mask, you can obviously tell that it uses my new method of making silicone masks, and that's pretty much making the inside smooth. Okay, notice how it's pretty much smooth everywhere, and the benefit of making it smooth is you pretty much get a better friction when wearing this. Okay, so it will pretty much latch onto your skin, and it will feel really comfortable when you wear it. Alright, and also, since this is a silicone mask, as you can obviously tell, the parts of the mask in which are filled with this kind of detail, that's obviously the shiny parts. Okay, what tends to happen over time when it comes to silicone masks is that when you have them displayed for a very long time, they tend to gather dust. Okay, and they kind of lose this quality right here, as you can see. And a good way to take care of these silicone masks is actually using hot water, sponge, and some soap. So you pretty much have to clean it off, and it will actually bring back this natural specular shine right here. So that's pretty much how you clean your silicone mask. Okay. And the last thing I want to add is the fact that this is actually the first full head silicone mask that I've done that actually has a see-through black fabric, which is right there. Okay, so it covers the eye entirely. This is not flippable, as you can tell when it comes to most of my masks with see-through black fabric. This is permanent. Okay, it's not gonna be flippable. It's pretty much stuck on there. Okay. And I believe that's all I have to say for that. So this is pretty much what the mask looks like inside. Check it out. It's pretty smooth everywhere. And yeah, hopefully you understand everything, Eli. And that's pretty much it for this segment. So one thing I would like to address before I go ahead and start talking about what I've learned in this commission is modifying facial expression. As you all know, Dantalion was made from Placebo Full Head, which is a blank full head mask template that I designed primarily for the use of my alternates, as well as for custom masks. The downside to creating designs using a placebo is that they're quite limited when it comes to facial expressions. I find it fairly difficult to change the nature of a placebo's blank expression because I primarily designed these placebos to have a blank expression. There are ways to modify their expression, of course, but keep in mind the facial modifications are not going to be perfect. Alright, a great example is this custom mask right here. I was pretty much asked to give it a more angry expression with a more pointed nose. I achieved doing this, of course, but I was told if I can make the face a lot smoother. You guys gotta understand, when I'm doing these heavy modifications to a mask, especially on a silicone mask such as this, it will always not be perfect. Please understand that. When modifying a mask's expression, there's always going to be a trace of imperfection somewhere. Okay, so please understand that. Modifying a mask is not as simple as you may think. When you want me to modify your custom mask, you got to understand there will be some imperfections in it. Alright? That's just the nature of modifying masks. Okay? So going over the things that I've learned, there was only one thing I learned from making this custom mask. I don't really consider it learning, but it's more on practicing what I already know. And that's modifying a full head silicone mask. As you all know, as a mask maker who specializes in both silicone and latex masks, over the years I've always made masks that had some sort of modification in them. When it comes to modifying silicone masks, I simply use silicone mixed with thickener and manually sculpt it on top of a pre-existing silicone mask. I believe modifying an existing design is important to a mask maker because it really tests your creativity and your improvisation skills. When modifying a mask, you're pretty much bringing something new for people to see, and to me that's always a must. It's always fun figuring out new ways to improvise new things to a mask. So to me that's always fun. Alright, so now let's go over the symbolism. Dantalion is actually he has his own backstory made by Elijah himself. Hopefully you all remember that Eli is an anime artist and each character he creates has its own unique backstory to it, similar to how I do my 3D character models. So now let me read to you all the backstory to his character Dantalion. This is pretty much what he wrote to me, okay? So this is a bit long, so please bear with me. This will also be in the description below. Alright? Dantalion's real name is Crow. He is death. Darkness in a humanoid form, the leader of realm between heaven and hell. He has 3 others by his side, 2 brothers and 1 sister. Basically, these are the 4 horsemen, as I see them. Crow is the leader, and was imprisoned long ago by the Council of Sin, to prevent his destructive reign upon humanity. But basically, the 4 take on human appearances to fool their enemies. Crow appears as a young man, early 20s. Hun appears as a small, starving child. Beast appears as a large, brutish man. Kala appears as a nursemaid. But Crow is chained up and can only return to the world if his brother and sister feed him the pure souls, human hearts. That's where the soul rests. So Crow's brothers and sister make wishes with humans to give them whatever they wish for. But depending on what they wish for, tells how long they get till the 4 return to claim their end of the deal. But each human, once the wish has been made, receive a bracelet and a charm of what they wished for. But the bracelet can never be removed till the 4 remove it, which is by eating the human's heart, aka the soul. Aki's mother and father had met up in high school and kept dating through college life, and they tried at least 3 times to have a child but couldn't. So Aki's mother heard of a creature that grants wishes. She asked Crow to give her children. He granted her wish, and 6 years later, Crow returns to eat her heart. So that was a pretty interesting bio. That was you can obviously tell that this has a lot more story to it than you may think. I bet you that was just a brush on the surface. But that's pretty much Dantalion's bio right there, based on the designer himself. So now let me tell you guys what I pulled out from the bio. So this is pretty much my interpretation, my symbolism for this mask. So the fact that Dantalion makes deals with human beings, it really gives off the intentions of a demon, in my opinion. As you all know, demons make deals with human beings, but with a price. The fact that Dantalion, at first glance, looks like a human being consumed by their own desires, the desires being the black substance surrounding the face. This signifies to me how easy we as human beings look for an easy way out of things, just to fulfill our greedy and lazy self. Similar to the 3 wishes from a genie concept, the more our wishes come true, the more we lose the value of the work and patience that it takes to achieve that particular thing that we want in our lives, whether it be true love, power, money, or fame. Either way, those 4 things take time and a lot of hard work to accomplish. Getting any of those 4 things through a deal with the devil or a wish can destroy their core value. And that's pretty much what I got from that. And that'll be it for this video, this custom mask commission number 5, designed by Elijah Mickey. This was a really fun commission to do. The fact that this is also my first alternate. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say it, but this was actually not sculpted. Okay, this was from my placebo mask template, full head silicone mask. So I pretty much just casted that and modified it to bring this design to life. Remember, you guys have the option to do that, to use my placebos, but again, you have to actually have permission from me to use these, because there are certain designs out there that are a bit too complex to be used to be made from a placebo. Okay, so just please revise your ideas if you guys want to use a placebo. Okay, because some designs may not qualify for it. But yeah, anyways, this was to me, this is memorable. This is a really interesting mask design. Very basic when it comes to color, but yet there's a certain complexity to it, and that's what's beautiful about it. Not to mention, this is a character from another artist, so it's awesome bringing someone else's character to life, and that's always, to me, that's always an honorable thing, to choose me as the artist, as the mask maker, to bring your character to life. So thank you, Elijah. This is definitely a fun commission, and I think that'll be it, guys. Thank you for watching this custom mask video. I'll definitely have more custom masks as time goes on, as well as the videos, of course. And please check out my Twitter. If you guys have a Twitter, I tweet pretty much every day, so you guys pretty much get an exclusive feed of updates from me every time I do art. So you guys will definitely be updated on whatever it is I do as an artist if you guys have a Twitter. Alright, so please follow me on Twitter. That'll be twitter.com/evasoft13. If you guys haven't already, please like my fan page, show your support. That'll be facebook.com/Juan Freakshow And also, please check out my website. That'll be www.juanfreakshowcaparis.com. And also, please share this video to your friends and family if they're interested in this kind of stuff. All right, I would appreciate that. Also, please comment, share, do whatever to this video. It helps me out a lot. You guys have no idea. And that will be it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.